He's often referred to in the media as Batman. Professor Linfa Wang's superpower is his vast knowledge on all things bat-related. He's one of the world's foremost experts on bat-borne viruses and led efforts to trace the origin of outbreaks, including the Hendra virus in Australia and SARS in China. So when COVID-19 hit, Professor Wang, who had been considering retirement, didn't hesitate to step back into the action.
I use this, a quote of, success favors the prepared mind. I've been doing this for the last 30 years before COVID. And when COVID came, I feel like I'm so ready.
His team here at Duke NUS Medical School in Singapore was the first in the world to develop a test that can rapidly detect neutralising antibodies against COVID-19 in blood samples, an indication of prior infection and protective immunity.
We made a beta test kit and we got a HSA, the Singapore FDA approval, and we launched as a commercial product in Singapore. All of that, 70 days.
The test, known as CPAS, could help untangle the starting point of the pandemic. In other words, identify how the virus first jumped from animals to humans and the early human-to-human spread, especially between those without symptoms. That's not the only mystery Professor Wang is working to solve. His research also offers novel insights into bat immune systems and why these creatures are reservoirs for many emerging viruses.
Bats, as a flying mammal, they have evolved a different immune system. Put it simply, that the immune system have a much good balance of defense versus tolerance than human. So if we get a virus, we fight very, very hard. Whereas the bats get a virus, they just fight hard enough so that they don't cause disease, but they don't necessarily clear the virus. What we want to learn is this anti-disease aspects that bats, can do better than a human.
Learnings that could help inform the response to future outbreaks of zoonotic diseases. In 1989, an unexpected phone call brought Professor Wang from California, where he was doing his PhD, to Australia. Without his knowledge, his close friend had submitted his CV for a position at Monash University.
The head of the department saw my CV and he was so excited. He called me that afternoon. So from Australia to California, and offered me a job, so the rest kind of is history. So I went to Australia purely by almost an accident.
After a couple of years at Monash, he joined CSIRO, where he made his first big breakthrough. The deadly Hendra virus had just struck Australia and infected and killed many horses. Professor Wang led the team that sequenced this virus and developed the Hendra vaccine veterinarians use on horses to this day. Today, he lives and works in Singapore. But Professor Wang says Australia will always have a special place in his heart, and he's honoured to now be elected a corresponding member of the Australian Academy of Science.
Australia means to me is my second sort of homeland. I was born in China, but my career in infectious disease was 100%, started and developed in Australia.